This will talk a bit more about the accesses that are allowed on the site, and also how we log in to the site. So the Wrekin Grasstrack website has a series of different user access levels. Obviously anybody can access the public site, and there is an access level called public, which the Joomla product enables you to use, which enables everybody access. Should you want to have more control over it, there is a registered access, and this is for users who want to register and add content into the site. Specifically, this has been designed for the things like the forum, and the forum you have to register, you have to create a user ID and then log in. Once you've logged in, you're then able to post information onto the site, but the site has been designed so that you can actually view that information without the need to log in. So there are other user IDs that we have on the site. A site administrator ID that has been created for Rich, Andy and Dan enables us to administer the site, and we'll look at that in more detail shortly. And there is a site test ID, which for specific users, test users, we can set articles so that they can only be viewed by site test users, and therefore you can view the information on that entry before you then make it public, either to registered or to public users. A very useful feature of Joomla, and again we'll talk about it shortly in more detail, is that you can set up an article with different access levels, and then even though it's still allocated to the same page, it doesn't become viewable unless you have logged in or registered with that correct access level, which means that a site administrator or a site test user can actually create an article, edit it, look at it in the front end using their normal internet browser, but it's not publicly available to anybody else until the site test user or the site administrator changes its access. It's a very useful way of being able to prove the information that you want is correct before you then publicly make it available. So to log in, I'm going to log in as a site administrator. So I'll log in as myself. You've done this 1,000 times, so you just put in your user ID and password. Click the login box, and you'll see immediately that in addition to the original number of users menus that you had available, you now have a series of new menus available to you. We'll talk about these in more detail a bit later on. Note it says that I've logged in. But you've also got little tabs that have appeared underneath each of the article headers, and these are going to be used to enable you to edit the article shortly. So an important understanding and what I just said is that as you log in, you are presented with the information that is relevant to your access level. So a public user only sees what they want, what they're allowed to see. If I now log out, you'll see that the the number of menus that the user is now able to see has gone, and all of the administrator, all the site administrator level accesses have now disappeared. Very useful information, good to know, and is really one of the important things, and the reasons why Joomla is so useful is the fact that we can change the levels of the information that can be shown just simply by changing the access level on each of the pieces of information. In the next topic, we'll edit an article, and that's going to be, I think, what we're going to spend most of our time during the maintenance of the site, and I'll show you how to do that.